With the 2019 season fast approaching, Thinking Football are casting our eyes towards the 2020 draft. Over the next 12 to 14 weeks, we will be tracking 5 running backs from 5 different conferences. These backs were picked as guys who are performing at the top of their divisions and could be flying up draft boards over the next few months. First on our list is Patrick Taylor in Memphis. When creating this list, Taylor was one of the first names on the sheet. In his 2018 season, he rushed for over 1,000 yards and added 15 touchdowns, tying him 9th for rushing touchdowns last season, and he wasn't even the starter. To get some understanding of his impact, this is his career so far. Playing in just 39 games, Taylor has rushed for over 2,500 yards, 31 touchdowns, had 10 100-plus yard games and 8 multi-touchdown games, and he's only started 3 times. A big physical running back with a nose for the end zone was how he was described in 2017 after he ran over a helpless SMU linebacker for a touchdown. A fitting description for a man who stands at 6'3", 223 pounds. Although it's not just his size and power that impresses me, it's his lightness on his feet and exceptional balance that has allowed him to develop a mean jump cut. His agility means he is always giving defenders difficult tackling angles. Taylor has some ability in the passing game with strong hands and is very aggressive in pass pro, a trait which will endear him to NFL coaches no matter where he is drafted. Throughout his career, Patrick Taylor has always played second fiddle to Darrell Henderson, but with Henderson being selected 70th overall to the Rams in the spring, the Tigers' thunder and lightning combination is over, leaving Taylor as the true number 1, something he's already proven capable of. Our second stop on our running back road trip is out west, where we find another Taylor. JJ Taylor enters the year 10th on the school's all-time rushing list, just 1,697 yards short of first place. In a strong sophomore season as the Wildcats feature back, he amassed over 1,400 yards in 255 attempts and 22 returns for 540, including a great 84-yard touchdown you're seeing right now. Taylor caught my eye last season when in Week 4 versus Oregon State he averaged 10.5 yards a carry on 27 attempts, adding 2 touchdowns on his career day. Listed at 5'6", JJ uses his height to his advantage, regularly falling forward through contact. His crazy foot speed allows him to weave past pursuing defenders with ease. This foot speed, coupled with his aggression and natural leverage, means he also excels in pass protection. Taylor went for another 200 yards against the other Oregon-based team in Week 9, this time for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns against the Ducks, including his best Jerome Simpson impression. Topping many honours lists last year, JJ will look to retain his All-Pac-12 first team spot with eyes towards more national awards. No list would be complete without a player from Bama, so our third back is powerhouse Najee Harris. The 6'2", 230-pound back first came onto my radar when his high school highlights went viral in 2015. Although he is clearly a man amongst boys in this footage, it still filled me with intrigue. Since moving to Tuscaloosa, Najee has been tucked behind Josh Jacobs and Damian Harris, but with both departing for the NFL, Harris moves into the coveted RB1 spot for Alabama. As the third back last year, he ran for 783 yards on just 117 carries, adding 4 touchdowns. He had only 10 plus carries once last season, dominating Arkansas State for an easy 135 on 13 carries. Moving into 2019 and the feature back role, Najee should have a huge season for the Crimson Tide, as so many running backs have done. The combination of power and missability should make him very difficult to match up against. His size, however, allows him to get away with being too high, a trait that leads to bad pass pro and something you will not get away with at the next level. Once he has the ball in his hands, his ability to make something happen will make Alabama as scary a force as ever. Travis Etienne has been outstanding for the Tigers ever since he first put on the Clemson orange. Bursting onto the scene in 2017, he averaged 7.3 yards per carry on 107 attempts with 13 touchdowns. He followed that up with a record-breaking 2018, amassing 1,658 rush yards and 24 touchdowns. Despite carrying the ball 97 more times, his yards per carry went up from 7.3 to 8.1. More crazy stats. Of Etienne's 1,658 yards, 884 of them were after contact. That's 53%. Let me repeat that, 53% of Etienne's yards came after contact. He forced 53 missed tackles and had the most 20 plus yards among all returning FBS players with 23. Etienne clearly has some elite skills in his arsenal. His contact balance is second to none, and his anticipation is a step above everybody else's. This play in the Pittsburgh game last season shows it perfectly, as he shakes 4 defenders behind the line of scrimmage without even breaking a sweat, then bursts into the open field, turns the safety with a boost of acceleration before cutting back, breaking 2 more tackles and getting out of bounds. His vision and ability to read a defence are both excellent. Travis attacks the line of scrimmage hard, knowing that he can make plays in the open field. Etienne is arguably the number 1 back in college football, and for good reason, showing exceptional power, change of direction, balance and breakaway speed that really puts him at the top. However, he still lacks in one aspect. In the passing game, he has been suspect to some lazy pass pro and has numerous times lost snaps in 3rd and long situations. The tape shows an inconsistent blocker who sometimes completely skews angles or gets into the right positions but shows a lack of effort. This is a skill teams will need to see for him to become a true feature back. For our final stop on our running back road trip, we find ourselves in the mountains of North Carolina, where we meet Downton Evans and the Appalachian State Mountaineers. The 5'11", 200-pound Florida native lit up the Sun Belt last season, leading the conference in rushing yards with 1,187 and was second in yards per carry with 6.6. That's third best in Mountaineers history. These numbers got Evans' first team All-Sun Belt honours, despite not becoming the primary back until Game 6, following Jalen Moore's season-ending injury. To say Downton Evans' 2018 was impressive would be a gross understatement. Evans rushed for over 100 yards in 7 of the last 9 games, with his high being against Louisiana when the two teams met in Week 8. In the Sun Belt Championship game, Evans again tore up Louisiana, amassing 281 all-purpose yards, thanks to 111 on the ground and 107 return yards, including this 97-yard return to set up a short touchdown run. This performance helped the Mountaineers defeat Louisiana 30-19 and earn Evans the MVP belt. Darrington is easily one of the most explosive backs on this list, but it's his ability to influence multiple phases of the game that interests me most. His change of speed and natural vision make him especially dangerous in the return game. Evans had multiple returns of 50-plus yards, including this 100-yard touchdown against 10th-ranked Penn State. His 2018 left him ranked number 2 nationally in yards per kick return with 32.7. Setting 4 career highs in 2018, I truly believe he has a chance of surpassing them all again this coming season. That concludes our list. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell us which running back you're looking forward to seeing the most.